if you could go back and tell yourself, your younger self, right? One critical leadership lesson, one piece of advice, what would it be?
I'll give you two because they were hand in hand from a senior leader. So just for context, I was a young lieutenant. I was an aide to a 2-star admiral. I'll never forget. I was in a meeting with just the admiral's direct staff. So it was just a handful of us, right? And the chief of staff was also in the room, Admiral Kinghorn at the time. And we walk out of the room. And he looks at me and he says, if you're going to be in the room, be in the room. And, I was like, what? At the time I was still very intimidated by flag officers, right? And I said, sir? And he said, listen, if you're invited to a meeting, you're invited because we want your opinion, we value your input. Your role demands that you play in the decisions we make as a staff. You need to be in the room. I don't care if your answer is wrong. I don't care if it's off base, but I want you to be in the room. You're not a potted plant. You're supposed to be there, right? And then in the same breath, he's like, and don't slouch. And I was like, oh, double whammy, right? And the reason for that was, he says, you don't look confident when you sit and you stand and you walk the way you do. I was like, ooh. So I've never forgotten. That was 30 years ago. I've never forgotten those two pieces of advice. And you've seen me walk into a room, guns a-blazing, obnoxious, right? And I'm not afraid to speak up. I'm not afraid to say the wrong things because I feel like I need to be in the room. And I think that's important because I think you need to build that confidence and demonstrate I am a contributing member of this organization or this unit or this whatever it is. And I think people see that. Maybe I annoy people with my every response in every meeting thing, but at the same time, I think that also demonstrates that to them, hey, I didn't say anything. I guess maybe I should start speaking up. I'm not a potted plant either. So those are the two things I've never, ever forgotten about. How it relates to resilience?
It doesn't have to necessarily relate to resilience.
Well, it kind of does because, again, it helped me build confidence. And that, in turn, made me more resilient, I would argue. So, yeah.
Wow. So we got 2 for 1. So,
That's right.
Yeah, thanks for sharing those.